Listen, should you start training after the age of 40 or in your 40s or in your 50s, even in your 60s? When I say training, I'm talking about like any kind of like combat sports or martial arts, traditional martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, anything of that sort. Well, you have a lot of things you have to consider, okay? Going into our 40s, even in our late 30s, from a male perspective anyway, our bodies are changing and it starts to become very rapid after the midlife, 45-ish, into going into our 50s. So we're talking about like slow recovery, a loss of agility, loss of hormones. You know, we're dropping testosterone by, you know, I don't know the exact numbers, but by heavy percentages, at least 7% a year. So that is very important for recovery and muscle growth and all those things. So with that testosterone loss and hormone loss, then you're dealing with just the way your body feels and then the mental aspects of all that. So you're dealing with all that. Of course, there's supplementation. You can try that. But as we age, we don't absorb the supplements as well as we did before. I think from a protein perspective, you're having to take in at least 30% more than you did before. You're just not absorbing it the way you used to. They help, but they don't fix the problem overall, especially if you're inactive. So beyond that, again, you're just not recovering the way you used to, and you feel things a lot more than you may have when you were in your teens or 20s or 30s. Should you start training? Or is it too late? Have you just let that window pass? Has that just passed you by and now it's just too far gone? With all those things to consider, a very simple, and I'm gonna say lazy answer is, yeah, it's too late. You've missed the window. You can't possibly imagine putting your body through all of that, right? And that answer is complete and utter BS. Listen, man, you want to train, start training. I don't like using the term never too late because, guys, there will be a too late. Get started. Will it be hard? Yes. It's going to be easier for the people around you who are younger than you, and you have to accept that. So number one, you just got to get started, but number two, you have to accept where you're at in life as far as how your body's going to react to the kind of stimulus and as far as the training and whatnot. So don't compare yourself to them, focus on your journey and you will be fine. Focus on the things that you need to improve on and focus on the way that these things, the training and the stimulus is improving you. What I advocate for is martial arts. I advocate for boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, because I see older people getting into that and it's hard, man. You see that stuff and you can't imagine your body going through that, and rightly so, especially if you've been inactive. But once you get started, if you're okay with feeling the pains of it, feeling the soreness and learning how to deal with it and learning how to push past it, the growth you will experience beyond physical. The growth I'm talking about is mental and emotional growth. The growth that you will gain is better than anything. You may have to take it slower, and that comes patience. Just be patient and be happy with every inch of progression that you make when you're training. But get started and keep going. Getting started is not enough. Once you get started, that's where motivation comes in. Motivation gets you started. But then you have to become disciplined, and discipline keeps you going. From there, just pay attention. Fall in love with the journey. Now, I've mentioned supplementation and diet. Those are important, especially if you're gonna get into something as active as certain martial arts like Jiu Jitsu. Like, you gotta take care of your body. You can't be doing the same things that kind of made you unhealthy or the things you were doing when you were sedentary when you adopt a very physical lifestyle. On top of that, what you have to consider when you start training in your 40s and 50s and potentially your 60s is recovery. Listen, I always joke with the younger people in my school, the 20-year-olds, the teenagers. I always say basically at that age, you're made of like rubber and dreams. You can get away with a lot of stuff. You can train as hard as you want to, come back the next day and just, warm up and get going. As you've gotten older and as you continue to age, you have to take your recovery seriously. I've been fortunate enough to keep training, so that's why at my age I'm able to do this kind of training. But what I've had to adopt into my training is a lot of time put into recovery, the proper stretching, the proper rolling things out, icing things, ibuprofen at times. But just understanding how to recover properly by taking care of my body after the training sessions, understanding the care that I need to take as far as like nurturing myself back to full strength. Because I can continue to train at a level that people 20 years younger than me cannot keep up with. That has become my addiction. But I understand what it takes as far as what the things I have to invest into that, both into my training and into my recovery. Now, if you're gonna get into like martial arts or combat sports, you need to adopt some kind of strength and conditioning routine, because just doing that training alone, it's not enough. You're gonna need to strengthen your muscles and your bones, especially if you've been inactive. You probably haven't put enough stress on your bones over the years or your muscles to really strengthen them up for that kind of impact. And trust me, if you're doing Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing, there's impact. So make sure that you're also doing some kind of strength conditioning as an accessory to your martial arts or combat sports training. So in the end of this, what I'm telling you is get started. Get started, man. Find something, fall in love with it, open your mind, go through the rough stuff. These types of training, like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and Muay Thai, you have to go through it to get to it. There's no shortcuts with that stuff. Nor should you be looking for one. You should not be looking to be babied or to be given shortcuts because of your age. You should train just as hard as the people half your age, but understand that you will have to invest a little more in it as far as adding strength and conditioning and adding recovery. So you need to train in whatever you're training in, whatever sparks your interest, right? You need to add the strength and conditioning aspect unless what you're training in is specifically strength and conditioning. And you need to take the recovery serious as far as like agility, mobility, rolling things out, stretching things out. Take care of yourself through recovery. And then last, your diet and supplementation. I know it's a lot, it seems like a lot, but it's worth it. Once you get into it and you see the things that you're able to do, you either A, will fall in love with what you've been missing and it will feel something and it will just kind of revive you. Or if you were that person before and you just kind of left it for a while and you want to get back into it, you'll find that love again and potentially grow it even bigger. If you are on the fence, just go get started. But find the right school with the right culture and you will, I promise you, you will fall in love. And it will be something, hopefully, that you will want to do for the rest of your life. So, there's your answer, guys. Are you too old to start training? Absolutely not. But you have to go get started because you're only getting older. Now, I say that you're only getting older because you're not doing anything to prevent that. What I mean, every year on my birthday, I make a post. And the post says, aging is inevitable. Getting old is a choice. Choose wisely. All right, guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please show your love and support and like and subscribe so we can keep this thing going, all right? And I will see you in the next video.